We used to shoot every single product image with 2 or more lights. That is, until I learned the power of one light photography. Not only is our setup time so much faster, but our images also have a higher end look because it emphasizes the shadows, making for a more detailed and crisp image. Hi, my name is Brittany, and in today's video, I'm going to show you our studio setup for our one light photography images and our favorite studio tool, which just so happens to be only $1. But before we get into the studio, there is something I want to address with this style of photography. And that is, this only really works if your main light source has a strong enough output to light the scene evenly. We used to use a Godox SL60W, and to me, that even still wasn't quite enough light. You can find a link to all of our most current studio equipment and gear down in the description below, but now let's get into the video. So here we have a simple scene using just one light, and that is our Godox FV150. As I said before, the most important thing when photographing with just one studio light is to make sure your light has a strong enough output to light the whole scene. Yes, you can crank up your ISO to 1000 or even more and introduce enough light to get a bright image. However, when you zoom in on that shot, you're gonna have a lot of noise, which is not what a high-end and professional product picture is supposed to look like. We always like to make sure that our ISO is as close to 100 as possible. For this shot here, our ISO is 100, our shutter speed is 1/8, and our f-stop is 16. Now that we have our one light source, the question is, how do we balance the light with one light? Obviously, if one light's coming in, the majority of your light's coming from this side, leaving this side to be slightly darker, which sometimes that's the look we're going for, but other times it can make your images look uneven or a little messy. There's a simple solution for that. Here we have a whiteboard that we got from the craft store for, I think, less than $5. We use this on every single project. It doesn't matter how high end, how low end, this is our best friend in the studio. So all you have to do is take it and put it on the opposite side of your light source. And what this does is it's going to bounce light back into your scene and fill in the shadows. Now, yes, you could put another light here, but we don't want to add more light into the scene and take away from the shadows. We just want to brighten this side of the image. So this is the best way to do that. Now, if you want to go hands-free and not have to stand here and hold this, we bought these clamps and it just hooks to the top of a tripod. So I'm going to balance this on the table and open the clamp, and there we go. Pop the whiteboard in there, and I can adjust this if I want to. I can make this clamp tilt different directions, but this is exactly how I want it. If you found any value so far in this video, go ahead and give it a giant thumbs up so I know what you guys want to see more of. I also think you might like our free course, 5 Days to 6 Figures, which teaches new and experienced photographers the blueprint for landing new clients through social media. You can find the link to that 100% free mini course down below. Now, let's get back into the video. So even though we're only using one light, contrary to popular belief, this is still a high-end, professional, nice image. And you have just as much control over this image as if you were using 3, 4, even 5 freaking lights. Let me show you what I mean. When we have this board here, you can actually make your image brighter if you moved this closer to the image, or if you wanted to have less light bouncing into the image, making for a more moody and dramatic scene, then you simply move it further away. So depending on what kind of style you're going for, you can change the feeling and the mood of your image just by moving this one board closer or further away from the product. Something else that we can do is manipulate the shadows. We have a lot of play with the shadows. Right now you can see they're elongated, they're stretched out, and they're on this wall. But what if you wanted your shadows to be shorter? Solution is simple. Simply take your light and bring your light closer to the products. The closer your light is to the products, the shorter the shadow will be. Also, the more intense the shadow will be, which is why you're gonna wanna move your whiteboard closer to the product to help lay off that intensity. Another way of manipulating the shadows is to either raise or lower your light source. The higher your light source, the shorter your shadows. The lower your light source, the longer your shadows. Just think of the sun. Golden hour always gives you that intimate, contrasted look. Your shadows at midday versus your shadow at 5 o'clock is a lot different. At 5 o'clock, when the sun's getting lower, you have a very long shadow. So if you think about lighting the same way you view the sun, then it'll all make that much more sense to you. If you enjoyed this video, then you may enjoy watching us edit another product photo from this same collection. Go ahead, I know you want to click it.